Suns at Thunder, and this one got ugly, and it got ugly quick. Thunder Suns to reach Vegas 138-89. That is a 49-point dub. SGA 28-8. This is 96 straight game with 20+. Chet 24-8. Jalen Williams 15-5-5. Obviously no Devin Booker, no Jalen Green. It's the fewest points by the Suns this season and the fewest allowed by the Thunder. Now the Thunder have won 16 straight to improve to 24-1. Now tied for the Warriors for their glorious season. Is it a foregone conclusion that they're breaking the record? Like, is it for sure happening? Obviously, there's a lot of basketball played left.
I don't see anything stopping them.
I think
usually somebody can say the only thing can stop them are themselves. I don't see that
exactly
either.
What I'm about to say.
I don't see that either.
That's exactly what I'm about to say.
This team is so disciplined. They're so together. They're all about winning. They love, being teammates. This is literally the perfect team. This is a coach's dream. So I don't see that changing. I don't see anybody getting in their way of breaking that record. And I think the record is theirs to have.
Yeah, I don't see anybody beating them besides the injury bug. I think the injury bug is the only thing that can derail this basketball team, and it's going to have to be the injury bug that's going to be at the top. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to jinx anybody, but when you watch this basketball team play, they've shown you they can withstand guys being in and out of the lineup and still be a really good basketball team. Now you look around the league and you start looking at other teams and the way that they play, like, you telling me this wasn't a motivated team to try to get to this NBA Cup and play when you go out and beat a team in a deciding game by 50+ points and you withhold that 50-point game by 3 quarters almost when you're playing this basketball game. So that tells me that this is a team that's focused. They're very intentional about how they approach basketball games and how they've approached this season. Last year, we knew how good they were. They're an even better basketball team this season, and that's what makes this whole thing scary when it comes to OKC, man.
It's crazy because they have 0 holes, right? They're so good offensively, they're so deep, they're so good defensively, and when you look at the schedule, right? Like, oh, that schedule is hard for this team. This is a favorable schedule. Their only loss to the Blazers, by the way. It's on the second night of a back-to-back.
Which is crazy.
And it was by 2 points. Look at the schedule. I mean, I immediately see a couple of things. I see the back-to-back on the Spurs, the second night of the Grizzlies. The Spurs playing them 3 times in the next 10 games. I gotta imagine they maybe get one of those. Also, huge schedule flop, mix-up by the NBA here, putting the NBA games first, Thunder, 2 days before Christmas, and then running it back on Christmas. That was a botched job. But where's the next loss? Like, I can't be like, oh, you know what? They're going to lose to the Clippers.
Oh, no.
They're going to lose to the Hawks.
I was about to say, but it's some challenges there. Like you said, seeing the Spurs 3 times in your next 10.
That would be my only guess, would be the Spurs on December 23rd.
Listen, that Knicks Magic matchup, one or the other, out in Vegas is possibly going to be something that you got to look at. You got to look at the Timberwolves as well and how they've been able to play. Then at the bottom of that schedule, after that Christmas break, maybe somebody catch them slipping. Maybe the Sixers catch them slipping. Maybe the Hawks catch them slipping. The Blazers are so far the only team to be able to do it. Maybe they run it back and they be the team that has the matchup.
Twice?
That, every once in a while you have that one team that got your number and you can't do nothing about it. So they have some challenges coming up in this schedule, as we can see. But again, if you're OKC, you're not worried about any of these games if you continue to pave your way and play the way that they're playing, man.
That's what I used to hate when a coach, like, it's about us. It doesn't matter who we're playing. As long as we do what we do, that's all that matters. And I think that's true more so than ever with this team. If they go out there and they play their style, they play the way they do, they get up and down. SGA is SGA, and they are fully loaded. They haven't even been fully loaded. Like, Lou, they don't play for the fourth quarter. I think the point differential last year was 12. Now this year it's 17. They are blowing teams out. They are dominating teams. Like I said, their only loss is by 2 points on the second night of a back-to-back. So I can't pick out one of those other than just like a scheduling issue. Because it doesn't matter who they play.
That's a fact.
It's almost getting to the point where I'd rather just kind of fast forward through the season and get to the end, because it's almost like a waste of time. I mean, this team hasn't really seen a challenge yet outside of that Blazers team, and like you said, that's more credit to the back-to-back. But they're showing they're the clear-cut favorite to win it again, and it's nobody close right now.
Not so fast though, fellas, because we did have a hot take.
Oh.
Paul Pierce said that he feels like the Celtics are the only team that can stand in front of OKC and derail in their dynasty over the next 5 years. We buying stock on that?
Boogie, you love the Celtics.
I'll be honest. From the video I saw from Jason Tatum, training, coming from a guy that also suffered an Achilles injury, it's night and day from what, where I was coming back to where he is right now. And obviously, that was years ago. Medicine is continuing to evolve and get better and better. So what I just saw is definitely a chance for him to return this season. It would definitely change the whole trajectory of that Celtics season. And on top of that, the Celtics are actually doing their thing right now. They're about third, fourth in the East. Nobody was really expecting that, and they kind of got signed off on early. So it is some truth to what Paul is saying.
Well, the Celtics as we know it, the group as we know it, it's different. Drew Holiday is gone. Al Horford is gone. We don't know what version of Jason Tatum we're going to see. I got high hopes for JT when he returns, and he's going to be in the form that we've grown accustomed to seeing him. JB is going to do his thing. But the identity of that group as we know it has changed so much. So I got a lot of questions. And if that's going to be the team, I got to see them be a standstill, dominant basketball team in the Eastern Conference before we start putting them against OKC and derailing a dynasty when we're looking at a team that's looking at making history this year.
Yeah, give me the Thunder in 5 or possibly,
you know what I mean?
Or possibly
like,
4. Like, I've seen too much, and again, I think the Celtics are doing really, really well with having so much change and so much adjustment with losing the guys that Lou mentioned. Now, what version are we going to get of Jason Tatum? The video looked great. I saw the video too. It looks awesome, and I hope he comes back. And this season looks like it's giving him something hopeful to come back. If he was on these other teams, I would say don't rush it. You guys have no chance if you're up and down. They become a good team to a really, really good team if Jason Tatum can come and give them 75, 80% for the rest of the season of what he gave last year and the years before. So I do like it, but if we're comparing them to the Thunder, I don't even think it's close, dude.
But we can all agree if he did return, they're the clear
changes things.
They're the clear cut to come out of the East, though.
It changes things for sure. Anthony Simons has got to be a little bit better off the bench, but Pritchard now the starting role, he's playing good. Derek White, you know what you're going to get from. The depth has been the issue always for me with the Celtics. But now they have Jordan Walsh. The kid, he's playing good. He's getting some good games. Sam Hauser, he's got to be better. He's got to make more shots. But it's the depth for me versus the glaring hole and the biggest difference between these two teams.
It's not clear cut for me, and I say that because they weren't the team that came out of the East last year. And this year, they're not dominating the East. So I got to see some of that writing on the wall. Like, I believe in the Celtics when they have JT and JB together. They're a dynamic duo that's obviously won a lot of games, and they got hardware to prove it. But when you have one guy out of the lineup and the rest of the group is still there, you kind of want to see some of those telltale signs of being that basketball team. And we know how much of an impact Jason Tatum have on any team, and the Boston Celtics included. But as it stands with this group, they're not the clear-cut favorites in the East right now. So when you bring him back, I just got to see it. So I wouldn't say clear-cut, but I do give them a better opportunity to be that team when Jason Tatum is in that lineup.
Okay, so watching the Thunder, if you had to, and this is going to be very hard because there's not many, what's the one critical thing that you could say about the Thunder? Like, where do they struggle? Is it relying?
The popcorn is way too high. They got to bring the prices down on the popcorn.
It's because they're 15th in rebounding. They shot 33% from the 3 last year. Have upped that to 38. Is that they're relying too much on SGA? Like, is it health?
That's one thing you can point at. Like, they rely on his scoring a lot, and every night you can put 30 points in the books for him. And they expect him he's going to take 25 to 30 attempts. But that works for them. That's been their pedigree, and that's something that they've been able to lean on and had a lot of success in doing that. So when you look at OKC, it just looks like the perfect storm. If you're going to criticize one thing, I don't know what it would be. If they I like them leaning on SGA, so I don't see that as a thing that can be a problem. 15th in rebounding, that can kind of be misleading because it ain't a lot to rebound. That can kind of be misleading as well.
A lot of makes.
It's a lot of makes. You look at point differentials. You can look at all of these other things. They're doing everything in their power to just be a team that has blinders on when it comes to the goal that's at hand and trying to win another championship. I can't find a lot of holes in this team.
It's also, too, like you think about the load management because the youth, and it doesn't exist with them because, first of all, they're just beating people's ass where they're not even playing the fourth quarter. Last night, SGA played 26 minutes.
That's crazy.
Chet played 24 minutes. They won by 50, bro. So they're doing it in such a dominant and aggressive fashion early.
Efficient.
And they're so deep. Like, think about last night, no Isaiah Joe, no Hartenstein. It doesn't matter because there's the next 2 guys up. Then the next game, Caruso's been out. It doesn't matter because another guy steps up. So they're built to win in the regular season, which they clearly are, and they're built to win in the postseason with their style and with their talent and with SGA. So I don't know what their holes are. They don't have any.
Let me ask you this though: if your team's around the league and you're seeing them on this historical run, what is your process? What is your process of thinking as far as this team? Like, do you wait this dynasty out, or do you try to make a big splash and say, you know what, I'm gonna be disruptive right now, and I'm gonna make a big move in a trade network?
For the bottom teams, you wait. I mean, I don't think you really have a choice. And the scary part about this OKC team, they're gonna continue to get better. There's one guy in their prime right now, and that's the SGA. So the guys that are there are only going to get better. And on top of that, they have more draft capital to add even more talent in the future.
So even if you wait it out, you're going to wait it out.
It's going to be a long wait. It's going to be a very, very long wait.
They're only getting better, so you can't wait. So it's like if I look at a team like Houston, that's a team, and Denver. Those are teams I think that they could beat them in a series. Obviously, Denver took them to 7 games last year. They have Jokic, the best player in the NBA. If I have a vet team that's big and long, like a Houston, they can make them a little uncomfortable, right? Guys like Jabari, guys like Sengun, Thompson can kind of match the athleticism there. They match up a little bit. So if I'm one of those teams, I feel like I can compete, but it just sucks because they're so good now and they're going to be so good later. They have the Clippers pick, which is going to be a great pick. Like there's no holes in their present, there's no holes in their future, which is scary for the league.
I don't see a team that can make a trade that puts them in a position to beat them in any scenario.
No,
I don't see it.
Me either.
Yeah,
No.
like if you put Giannis on the Rockets, but then they lose 4 or 5 of those other role players, like it's tough because then their depth is an issue, and then the Thunder really have the advantage. So
Yeah.
I don't get it, but last night there was a little mix-up, and
Let's get into some violence.
It was involved with the Grayson Allen. He shoves Chet Holmgren and was given a flagrant 2. When it's something like this, when it's a guy like Grayson Allen who has a history for this, and there was a play before where Chet kind of pushed in the back. What do you think of this, Boogie? You're our in-house violence guy.
I mean,
That ain't a flagrant 2 to me.
that's what I'm saying. I think I'm the
I give
wrong.
you, a flagrant 1 is cool. A 2.
It's because it's Grayson Allen?
2 for an
Or is it
ejection,
because
yeah.
the play before where this was a clear retaliation?
I think his reputation and his credit goes into account. And listen, referees are human, right? So when they're looking at these things, they're considering the person, they're considering the action, and I think that's what they look at. I don't think this is a flagrant 2. I don't think this is enough to be ejected. But like I said, when you're looking at the person and you look at the history of the fouls that GA has had over the course of his career, they had to take that into account.
And it was 94-58 at the time of this, so I think they wanted to keep it under control from getting out of hand. So just get him out.
It was already out of hand.
before it gets too ugly.
And you know what? I'm not mad at him for taking this foul with that score being what the score is. Somebody got to do something. Yeah.
That's how. I mean, what do you expect? Like,
Yeah, we're losing by 50. At some point, something's got to
you have
give.
to do something. Like, you have to show some form of fight. And I mean, to say that's a flagrant 2, I don't know.
Well, on the bright side, they got $50,000 for that
I
beatdown
don't
for the
know.
tournament.
But, I mean, it's a good consolation.
An ejection for that?
And he's going to give
Allen
about
probably gave some of it
35.
back.
He's going to give 35K of it back. Coming up next, we got to go to break, but things got a little uncomfortable in Cleveland during
We love a good
film
players-only
session.
meeting.
We'll be right